The most engaging, impactful, informative, and entertaining talk show ever. Get ready to hear the voices of many local, state, and national artists, musicians, comedians, pastors, athletes, and politicians. It's time for South Florida Live with Jeffrey Brown. The most engaging, impactful, informative, and entertaining talk show ever. Get ready to hear the voices of many local, state, and national artists, musicians, comedians, pastors, athletes, and politicians. It's time for South Florida Live with Jeffrey Brown.
All right, here we go.
Get up on your feet. Let's give God praise in this house.
Come on, join us this evening. It's the South Florida Live Podcast. I'm your host, Jeffrey Brown. And as we always say, this is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in today. Hope everyone experienced peace and blessings on today. Have had a wonderful time, had a wonderful day, a productive day, if you will. Come on, join us tonight. Let's talk finance with the lady, Lisa Roger Cherry.
Come on, you supply. What have you not done for me? I'm grateful people like
All right, YouTube, help me out. Facebook, help me out. Let's tag and share, like and share. Hit the like button. Please, let's share this podcast on this evening. Come on. Those that are viewing by Facebook, would you shout at your boy? Good evening to you. Thank you for joining us on this evening. Thank you. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Please like and share. All right, we're going to give you about 30 seconds before we can get started. I don't want to delay the lady tonight. She has some things to share with us on this evening. Once again, thank you for joining us on tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Go ahead, please hit that like and share button for me, please. Thank you. YouTube, Facebook. Thank you. Let us know the South Florida Live Podcast is on. If you will. Thank you. 20 seconds.
We got everything. We got everything. We got everything. We got everything.
5 seconds.
We got everything. We got everything. We got everything.
All right. All right, come on in, guys. Come on in, everyone. Come on in. Let's talk finance with Lisa Roger Cherry on this evening. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us on this evening. Thank you so much. Hey, it's been a good day today for me. Hopefully, it's been a good day for you. Thank you guys for joining us on this evening. Hey, well, I'm gonna bring the lady on. We're gonna get this party started because she has some things to share with us on tonight, and I don't want to delay her on tonight. So y'all know what time it is. You know what time it is? It's that time. Let's talk finance with Lisa Rogers. Jerry. There she is, the one and only. The lady's in the house. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Hey, listen, I'm doing well. I won't complain. I had a productive day today, and I made it home safely, so I'm a survivor. How about you?
Pretty good. No complaints.
Good.
Glad to be here.
How about that?
I'm still inhaling, taking one day at a time. Last week was rough. So
yeah, that's for a lot of people. A lot of people still trying to get themselves together. I told you, I took a news fast, talk show fast, all that. I told somebody the other night when I don't listen to Karen Hunter every day at 3, I'm really pushing back. I needed it though. I needed to just relax, get my bearings right where I can think and
me too. Yep.
And think about what's next. What's next, what we have to do next, how we need to come together. And I shared that with some people last night. My drive is, I don't want to hear about, I want to hear about grown folks. We got to still talk to the grown folks, to those that don't vote and how they can, but I'm not going to spend all my time with them. I'm going to spend my time on the future, on our future kids, our future who are coming up. It hit me the other week when someone said they had their NAACP card since they were in the first grade. And it really hit me. I'm like, whoa, okay. That's an area that we may need to tap into, because not only do we introduce them to the NAACP, but it's a teaching moment. Because if we talk to a first grader, second grader, third grader, fifth grader, sixth grader, seventh grader, eighth grader, ninth grader, and I guarantee you ask them about the NAACP, they can't tell you.
Right.
So that means they don't know about what's happening, why this is so important. The voting is so important. Being engaged is so important. Why we should vote. They don't know. They don't know that. So my drive is that I'm going to go after the future, our future. And we got 4 years to do it.
That's good. And I bet you can get some more people on board, some like 100 Black Men.
Yeah.
Brothers of the same mind.
Yeah.
To help. Because that's important.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Ms. Brown. Good evening, Mama Lee. Good evening, Elder Broussard. God bless you. Peace and blessings to you all. Yeah.
Good evening. Thank you all for joining.
Thank you. Yeah, so that's me. That's where I am, and I'm glad that I shut it down where I can really think. And that hit me the other day. I'm like, whoa, you know what? Where our future? Where are our young people in all this? Where are our kids? Because on the civil rights movement, that was their target.
That's important. Because that's our future. And my thoughts this weekend were, okay, we are here. Now what are we going to do? So
Yep.
one of the first things I did was talk to my kids and figure out some things to put in place for them. You know, we've had our chance, you know, and it's important that we leave a legacy for them and that they're okay. So I went to check on my son to make sure he was okay. I mean, because this is heavy for all of us.
Yes.
And there were some incidents on a few campuses. So I said, wait a minute, let me go and make sure everything's good with him. And so we sat down, had some hard talks. And then I decided to write down some things for my daughter, which I think are critically important. And that's what I want to talk about tonight.
Okay.
Because like you said, the kids, that's what we have. You know, that's our future.
Our future. I've been saying this for a while about who's next.
Mm-hmm.
Who's next? Who are we preparing? Who are we building? Who are we getting ready to be the next?
Mm-hmm.
And if you think about it, who is the next? We don't, because we never, from after the civil rights movement, we never took on to start building the next.
Right. And we should have.
And we should have. Republicans have been doing it. We actually have not. You know, I'm not going to go into that party thing, but as African American, as Black leaders, as Black folks, we really have not sat down and actually planned it out and thought about who's going to be the next individual. And it hit me too with my pastor. We were so caught up with pastor until we never thought, okay, who should we be preparing for the next to follow that? You know, to continue it. So,
and a lot of people talk about secession plans. I mean, not so much in our race, but other races, they're big on that.
Right. And that's why I say in our culture, in our area as Black America, we need to start focusing on that of our future and having that dialogue conversation, because we have totally got away from the dinner table. We don't do dinner table. We don't do dinner talking. It's get your meal. We cook. We give them a meal. They get their plate and they go to their room.
Or go in front of the TV.
Or go in front of the TV. So there's no conversation going on anymore. Which, let's bring that back.
Right.
I think if we bring that back, we can get stronger again. That's like I say. That's my drive. That's my little nugget. I'm on that tip.
Okay.
I'm not screaming at the grown folks no more.
Nope. We do what we can. And you know what?
Yeah.
I think so many of us are tied to outcomes and really tied into, you know, what's going to happen. Sometimes you have to release yourself from certain outcomes, get a plan, and go for it.
Yeah. That's why I said I'm so glad that I pushed back from all the, you know, the news outlets, all the talk shows, all the podcasts. I really pushed back from it just where I can just woosah and just hear some things and just think about some stuff. Like I said, when I did it, all that stuff, all this is more that's been on me.
Right.
That's really been on me, and I presented it last night.
Even social media. I mean, I pushed back some from it, but I was looking for something today, and I opened it up, and somebody said, "Oh, God, help us." And my heart dropped for a minute, and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not going to let myself get caught up into this thing and that thing. You'll go crazy.
Fear.
You know?
Fear was set in before you know it. And the Bible said, God said he didn't give us a spirit of fear, but a sound mind.
Right. And to quote the great Bishop Victor T. Curry, fear and faith, they don't
try the same.
No. So pick one. Yeah. We're going to have faith or we're going to be scared.
Right. And it's not the time.
No.
It's not the time.
So
I stick to what Vice President said. This is not the time, because because we didn't win the fight, that don't mean we can't. You know, it's just a delay in it. So we still got to fight.
And for the people who said, "Where's God?" He's right here with us.
Always been. He's the same God. He's the same God today, yesterday, and forevermore. I put that.
Not to be all churchy, but
Yeah.
I just have faith. You know,
I ain't trying to, that. I mean, it's on me, but I put that on the post a couple of weeks ago. He's the same God. He's the same God today, yesterday, and forevermore.
He got our people through slavery.
Yeah, and he'll get us.
Still
He got us. My thing is, he got us through that first 4 year of this guy. So he's gonna get us through this. I know it's like 2.0, 2. He's on a whole nother state, but God is God. And he's able to do what he's.
Amen.
Yeah,
Preach,
so
Reverend.
that's it. Okay. All right. What we got tonight?
I have some tips. These are important things to teach your daughter. Because somebody shared with me, so I'm sharing them with you all. And I sent it to my daughter, and she was excited. And I told her if she uses these tips along with God's guidance, she should be good.
Baby boy.
Uh-oh. Number one. What did I do?
That's me.
That's you? Okay. Number one, learn how to cook at least one signature dish. Elder Brown. At least one signature dish. Learn how to cook at least one thing well.
Oh yeah.
My daughter is a great cook, so I didn't have to give her that one because she will try different recipes all of the time. And she's not afraid to cook. She likes to try exotic dishes. Anything, any recipe she sees, she's going to try. Number two, spend 30 minutes a day reading something positive. I totally believe in this. 30 minutes every day reading something positive. Even if you can't do 30 minutes, 10 minutes, read something positive. A scripture, your favorite scripture, a daily affirmation, something. Number three, in a negotiation, never make the first offer. Let the other people make the first offer because sometimes you cut yourself short and undercut yourself. Number four, when you go to a hotel, always request the late checkout if you're not leaving early. Not rushing. You take time to do what you need to do. Make sure you get all your stuff. Request the late checkout sometimes. Number five, when entrusted with a secret, keep it. If somebody says, I'm giving you this secret, don't tell anybody, keep it. There's a reason why they trusted you with it. Number six, hold your heroes to a higher standard. Number seven, return a borrowed car with a full tank of gas in the name of Jesus. How many times have people borrowed your car and brought it back on E? Or my mom would say, borrowed her car and came back 3 months later with a ticket in the mail.
Right.
And don't even tell her. Number eight, play with passion or don't play at all. And that could be a whole bunch of things.
Wow.
I think that's critical. And that's what I was telling somebody the other day, that whatever you do 100%. Well, a friend asked me to be on a committee, and I said, you know what? I'd like to, but right now I don't have the time to commit. I go hard, Elder Brown. If I give you my word I'm going to do something, I'm going 100% or I'm not going at all. Number 9, when shaking hands, grip firmly and look people in the eye. I met a lady the other day, and she had the worst handshake. I mean, I wasn't expecting a tight grip, but I don't even think she even gripped at all. So when shaking hands, grip firmly and look the person in the eye. Number 10, whoever you choose to marry, understand that you marry their family and their children. I think that should be part of premarital counseling. Whoever you choose to marry, understand that you marry their family and their children. Number 11, be like a duck. Remain calm on the surface and paddle like crazy underneath. Number 12, experience the serenity of traveling alone. I finally had the opportunity to do that. I've done it a couple of times. It wasn't my initial plan, but it happened and it worked out well. I enjoyed it, actually. Number 13, never be afraid to talk to the best looking person in the room. Number 14, this is a good one. Number 14, never turn down a breath mint. Number 15, a classic outfit is priceless. So I have taught my daughter that, and we bought a few timeless pieces. Number 16, try writing your own eulogy and never stop revising. I think that's critical. I had to help write a eulogy for a friend who didn't have any family, and it was tough because we didn't have all the details. We knew her, but we didn't know all of the details. So we were calling people and asking people, and we all knew bits and pieces. So we got something together. But if you write your own, you know where you went to school, you know what you did, you know when you got married, you know when whoever you want to include did whatever. So try writing your own eulogy and never stop revising it. You know what you want to have said about you. Number 17, this is good and recent. Thank a veteran. I always see people with the hats or with the uniforms, and I try to say thank you for your service. Number 18, after writing an angry email, read it carefully and then delete it. That's huge. A lot of people will write them, and then you have to read it after you write it and delete it. Don't push send. I did that one time. Write it, read it carefully, and then delete it. Number 19, if your mom is still alive, ask your mom to play. I promise you, she won't let you win. Number 20, pray throughout the day. I think this one is key for all of us now more so than ever. I mean, I pray in the morning, I pray in the afternoon, at noonday, I pray whenever it hits me. When I think of somebody who's asked me to pray, I pray. So pray throughout the day. Number 21 is a good one. Give credit and take the blame. That's hard, but that's important. Number 22, stand up to the bullies and protect those who are bullied. And number 23, write down your dreams. I think that's critical. Write down your dreams. Number 24, add value everywhere you go. And number 25, be confident and humble at the same time. That'll take you far.
Right.
Number 26, if ever in doubt, remember whose daughter you are and refuse to just be ordinary. Number 27, change the world. Don't let it change you. That's critical for these days. Change the world. Don't let it change you.
Right.
Number 28, always be you. Hold your head up high. Be confident whenever you walk into a room and stay strong. Number 29, don't ever let anyone make you feel like you're less of a person. They have the problem, not you. And number 30, I always tell my daughter, as your mother, I will always have your back. So these are 30 important tips that I shared Financial Tip Friday. And I think it's important for all of us, not only our daughters, but our sons as well. But some critical life lessons that makes a difference, you know, in our daily lives and how we treat people, how we're treated, how we command respect, how we go about living our daily lives, how we cope with things. I mean, right now, a lot of people are struggling with our next. We don't know what's next or what's going to happen. But I think when you write down things that are kind of common, it helps you to keep going. And you hold on to your faith and keep your common sense in perspective. I think that helps to keep you going. So those are some of the tips that I shared last week, Elder Brown, for my daughter and some other daughters that I know. And I sent it out to them and some of my friends who have daughters, that hopefully that'll help them to be successful, to be progressive, you know, in their daily lives. I don't know if any of those resonate with any of you all. I think being able to cook one dish is important, at least.
Please.
Being able to, you know, participate and do certain things.
Please learn how to cook at least one meal. Sisters, please learn. My dad told me that way back when I was young, when I was a teenager. He told me, he said, boy, listen, let me tell you something. Always you need to learn how to cook a meal, at least one meal, because if you ever get married and she might be in her little feelings, you always be able to eat.
That's right.
Cook your own meal. So I did that. I had to learn. I learned to cook my own meal, watching my mom and whatever. My mom was one of the good cooks.
And I teach people, Elder Brown, I mean, financially, cooking at home saves you a lot of money.
How about that?
You can go to the grocery store, you can find out what's on sale, buy some items that are on sale, and plan your menu based on what's on sale. I saw one of our pastor friends in the grocery store last week, and he had 3 of his kids. And I said, sir, rule number 1 on my what not to do is don't take your kids to the grocery store. And they were giving him the blues. They were on the cereal aisle, and each one, I want this one, I want this one, I want this one. I said, let me give you a copy of my book. He said, I already know. Yeah, I'm in trouble. They were pulling at every cereal, every cookie, I said, uh-oh. So
yeah, those are good tips. Now the one where you said when they're writing, sending something, and when they send it, delete it.
Oh yeah. I did that one time. I didn't delete it though. I sent it. I said, after writing an angry email, read it carefully and then delete it. That can go for a text message. That could go to a note to your boss, your coworkers, whoever, your spouse. Write it, read it, then rip it up. Don't push send, because tomorrow you may change your mind, and then you can't undo it. You can't take the words back once they're spoken.
Right.
So that's an important one. Another one that I like is give credit and take the blame. Sometimes you just have to bite the bullet and say, okay, good job, Elder Brown. You did great on this one. My fault. I messed up. Right. And that's not easy all the time. Especially when there's something big going on and everybody's getting credit but you. They just bring out the critical stuff of what you did wrong. So that's critical. Another one I like is write down your dreams. I do that a lot because I think I shared with you all that I'm a big journaler, and I will write in my journal in a minute what I'm dreaming of, what I'm thinking about doing next, and that keeps me going. When I posted this, a lot of people commented on 29, don't ever let anyone make you feel like you're less of a person. That's huge because people, I think in this season, a lot of sisters are feeling some kind of way. We know we have to be twice as good and work twice as hard. And even if you're qualified, sometimes you still don't win. Ask Vice President Kamala Harris. So I think that's critical. I think we continue at Spelman, where my alma mater, if we have a song that says it's our choice and we choose to change the world. And we continue to change the world in a positive way, and we try not to let the world change us. We do what we can to be a blessing, to add value, and to create positivity wherever we go.
Good tips. Things that we can live by, especially that cooking part.
You like that?
Oh yeah. We everybody needs to learn that, especially the brothers. Brothers need to learn to cook a meal, not just for the sisters. The brothers need to learn to cook at least one meal, cook a meal. Not always depending on sister to cook. I don't have that problem. I like cooking. Well,
that's good. You do. What's your one go-to meal?
My one go-to meal?
Yep, your favorite.
I got quite a few. I salmon and mash.
Okay.
Spaghetti.
Okay.
Is one. The other one is I like turkey wings,
Okay.
chopped up. And I'll either bake it or drop it. I mean, yeah, but
That's
turkey,
good.
um, spaghetti, turkey spaghetti, is one of my go-to. But
Okay.
salmon, mash, and broccoli.
That sounds good. I haven't eaten dinner yet, so I'm gonna leave work. Go get some food.
Yeah, yeah. So
I think I had leftovers, so I'm good for tonight. Um, there's a lot of things that I've been hearing this week of things that we need to do in addition to, exhaling, in addition to saving, in addition to looking at the stock market, financially. There's some things people are saying, stock up, on canned goods, stock up on non-perishable, stock up on toilet paper again. I don't know. I mean, have you been hearing that too?
Yeah, I've been hearing it because a lot of people are worrying about the prices going up, and with this guy talking about he's gonna make the folks bringing stuff in, he's gonna
Yes.
ask them more or ask them to pay more,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, if you asking them to pay more, that means they're gonna raise their prices.
Right. And that's a big concern for
Yeah,
products, and services.
right. They're gonna raise their prices, and folks complaining about things being high in the store. Even though I think I saw something the other day. Someone said that the prices were going down. Okay, y'all say so. But
I think people don't know.
that's for now. That's for now
Yeah. Yeah.
because those folks, I guess they say, you know what? Let's get what we can get now. Let's bring these prices down and have people just buy stuff. And it's the holiday.
Right.
It's the holiday. That's kind of normal.
Mm-hmm.
Prices go down during the holiday season around this time, November, December.
Now, anyway, Black Friday sales have already started.
Friday. That's to get the people out to shop who think they're getting a deal.
Right.
But yeah, I've heard that because they're worried about what's going to happen once they get in office
Mm-hmm.
and they deal with all these major companies that's coming in and bringing their product here. He's going to charge them more, tax them more, whatever. And of course, like I say, by doing that, that means they're going to raise their prices.
Right. Which, I mean, they may not.
Yeah.
And
I thought about you the other day. When your BOGO. When you can find them, get it.
mm-hmm.
When you can find the buy one get one, get it. And I thought about it, and I saw it, and I thought about you, and I was in the store. It was salad dressing, but they had it get one.
Yeah.
And,
I mean,
and
that adds up. It's a savings.
yeah.
I tell people all the time, jump on it when things like that are on sale. Even if you don't need, two, give one to your mom, your sister, your brother, whoever, or save it for later.
So in the just of that, in the mindset of that, let's not wait every time there is a sale or there's something going on. Take advantage. You may not need it right now,
Mm-hmm.
but if it's there, you use that product, you use it. I'm gonna try and do it myself. Whereas even though I may not need it right now, but I know I use it. If
Mm-hmm.
it's buy one get one, I'm gonna take advantage of it as at when it's available.
Right.
So that means you may need to start paying attention to the newspaper or get the ads or the weekly ads and that type of stuff to know when those sell, when Dixie or Publix, when that go on.
Right. I mean, and you can get the alerts. I get the alerts on my phone.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, join the rewards programs for every single store you go into, whether it's a grocery store, the drugstore. Almost all of them have rewards. It takes 2 seconds. They want your phone number, your email. And then they send you the information. They send coupons. The other day I was in Publix and a girl she was doing digital coupons on her phone. She must have had $60 worth of groceries and she paid like $5.
Yeah. Yeah. That stuff, my grandmother used to be good at that. My mom, real good at that with the coupons. She used to send me to the store with a handful. And I better use every one of them.
And who can't use the savings? I mean, everybody can use the savings for something. Even if you save $5, that's $5 more than you had.
Yeah. So that's my thing. So that's my tip. Is that every time you see it, and if it's on, you buy one, get one, take advantage of it. Do it. Get it right then. And you never know when you might need it, but you'll be stocking up on stuff, especially like, toilet paper or not a lot now, not a lot, but just a little essential stuff, seasoning and stuff like that.
And canned goods. I mean,
canned goods, right? Tomato soup and that type of stuff, vegetables, when they have it, buy one, get one, take advantage of it.
Right. And I think that goes a long way.
Yeah. Yeah. I do too. And like I said, thanks to the lady, Lisa Roger Cherry, that's I walk in the store and I'm thinking that now. I
was in the store last night in the grocery store, and guess what? I told my daughter I'm cutting back, and if the store doesn't have BOGO ice cream, I don't buy it. Last night they had it, and I was like, I don't need it.
They had it, but
I wanted it, and I got it. Yeah. And I said, well, maybe I'll give one to my mom. And she's like, this morning she goes, I'm cutting back, and I was like, oh boy. So I still have it. I guess the kids will be home for the holidays soon, so I'll save it. Okay. But I mean, I think it's critical that we save where we can, we invest where we can, we make good decisions, and try to encourage our kids. Continue to encourage our kids. That's my story. That's what I'm doing. Not only my kids, but other kids. When I went to see Charles, I saw some of his friends. I hugged him. I hugged them. And told them, hey, we're going to get through this. We're going to be okay.
Yeah, we will.
Whatever that looks like, we're going to be okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be some challenges. It's going to be some things that go down and break out, whatever things, but we're still going to press through.
And you know what else I told you?
You know what? Because from his last 4 years, we know what to expect.
Right. But you know what else I told him? I told him, don't be afraid to share, an encouraging word with your friends, and let them know that they have counseling services available on campus. If they need it, use it. Don't be embarrassed. I mean, so many brothers are embarrassed to go to counseling. Some sisters too. I'm a firm believer in counseling, going to counseling, help with your mental health, whatever you need to do, go to counseling. I mean, it's okay. It used to be, my grandma would say, oh, just take your burdens to the Lord. Yeah, I'm going to take it to the Lord, but we're going to stop by the counselor first.
We're going to stop by the counselor. Yeah.
I'm going to share them with the counselor too, because some of the stuff she's seen before or he's seen before, and they kind of know how to guide you through it, And yeah, I believe in praying. I pray every day, all day. That's one of the tips. But I also believe in counseling. Talk to somebody. Even if you don't have medical counseling, there's a therapist on your job. There's somebody who's trained, somebody who's experienced some of the things. Don't suffer in silence. I mean, I'm seeing more and more people, now talking about suicide. And before, our people didn't do that a lot. But it's commonplace. Young people.
It's reaching that age group, man, where they just, I don't know, they don't have that strong will.
Right, and you know why? I think part of it is because a lot of them didn't grow up in church.
Mm.
I mean, I think that's part of the reason for it. They don't have that to turn to.
Yeah. So they don't have that foundation.
Right.
Yeah. Foundation that will hold them.
or what grandma said, or what, the old hymns we used to sing. What a friend we have in Jesus.
The grandmas now, they're young grandmas.
Right. And some of them didn't grow up in church either. So
Grew up in the church because they always they had, and especially raising their child, because the thing was, and I think some people said it, oh well, I'm not gonna raise my child like my mom or whatever raised me. And I
right.
used to tell some of my parents at school, and I'm like, ask them, I go through, what did you do with this? Oh, I do this. I'm a work in the law office, and I got a AA degree. So I look at them and say, so where did your parents go wrong?
Yeah.
You weren't in jail. You never were in jail. You're not an alcoholic. You never had to go on the street. You never homeless. So where did they fail you?
And a lot of young people say, oh, well, my parents were dragged to church. I wasn't dragged. I went willingly. That was one of my favorite places to go. That wasn't a problem for me. I didn't have any choice, but I enjoyed going to church, and I went all the time, and I took my kids to church a lot. I mean, I worked in the church, so I was in the church all the time. And so, for my kids to say, well, I don't have to go 7 days a week. Yeah, I agree with that. You don't have to go 7 days a week, but you can go on Sundays.
Go on Sunday. At least Sunday.
And even if you don't go physically, there's church on every web page. I mean, you can't turn on Facebook without seeing 10, 20, 50,000 different, any church, any kind you want, anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world. No excuse.
It's every church now in this country, in this nation, is streaming off on Facebook too.
So there's no excuse.
I'm not saying that should be your go all.
Nope.
Forever. That's what you should do every
It's
Sunday.
It's an option.
Don't forsake the assembly of the godly. So
Right.
I'm not saying do that, but those Sundays that you may tend to want to stay in, at least turn it. There's no excuse not to get no church.
Right. Log on to somebody.
Because your church is on Facebook. Your church is on Facebook. So you can still catch your service.
Yep. So don't forget, pray throughout the day. I mean, and I remember when they were saying, oh, they took prayer out of school. Okay, you may not be able to pray on the intercom, but you can sit there and say, Lord, have mercy. Because before every single test I've ever taken, I said, Lord, help me, Jesus. I didn't have to say it loud so the teacher could hear me.
Right.
But I still prayed.
Yeah. There don't have to be no out open prayer. It's going to be just a silent prayer. Because he hears silent prayer. So,
right.
It's not for the teacher, it's not for the student, but it's for you to speak to the Lord, speak to God about your needs, what you need to do. So he hears. So, yeah.
And another thing that's on my list that I talk about, I'm not a big fan of doing stuff alone. I never have been, because I've always been around people.
Right.
Some of my friends eat alone. That's not for me, but I mean, I'll go pick it up and I'll eat it alone, at home or whatever in my office. I can count on one hand how many times I've eaten alone in a restaurant.
I'm sorry. I'm the opposite. I don't have the problem going on my own. I mean, I'll go to the movies by myself.
Oh, I don't think I've never been to the movies, not once by myself.
Listen, I would go to the movies by myself and be good, because my choice of movies may not be your choice of movie. And I don't want you sitting up there miserable and I'm trying to worry about how you feel it. No, I would go to the movies by myself. I would go to dinner by myself. I've never had that issue. I'm not talking about just now. I've never had that issue.
And the crazy thing about it is I like myself. I mean, I'm okay. Now I'll go shopping by myself. I'm not going to the movies by myself. I'm not going to dinner by myself. I've traveled a few times by myself. It took a minute, but as an adult, it's like, okay.
I have no problem. Turn my music on. I'm good. Right. For me, it's therapeutic for me. It's just, sometimes I just want to hit the road. Not that I like the long travels now, When I need that space of just some time to think and whatever, yeah, I'll roll. I'll roll by myself
No.
because I don't stop a lot. So
Okay.
that's why I'm not a stopper. I may stop, if I have to go to the restroom, but if I don't, I'm rolling until I may need to gas up again.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
that's me. That's why. Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna call somebody and say, "Hey, you want to roll? You want to go?" And I don't do a whole bunch of long road trips anymore. I think driving to Mississippi and Louisiana throughout the years, every Christmas, when I was little, I said,
Detroit.
give me straight and a paycheck, I'm gonna fly.
If it's anything farther than Orlando, I try not. Tallahassee, sometimes I don't have a choice in the matter
Mm-hmm.
because the flights
That's
crazy.
ridiculous.
7-hour flight. I mean drive. So, but Atlanta, I prefer flying, but every now and then I have that moment.
Were you willing to drive?
So I don't have that. So to each his own. But
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with it. Every now and then, there's nothing wrong with just getting out on your own
Do you?
by yourself. You can't do it. Okay. All right. But hey, listen.
That's what I have for tonight. I mean, just some tips that hopefully can be a blessing to somebody and to help somebody make some decisions and some
Listen.
choices.
I know you're probably gonna give some this week leading into Thanksgiving.
Tomorrow.
Can you just give an insight on Thanksgiving?
Woo! Well, I do a few different things for Thanksgiving. I talk about being grateful, thankful, and being blessed, and taking every opportunity that you can to thank God. I mean, I walked this morning, and Jeff, the little things, the leaves on the tree, the butterflies, the birds chirping.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm big on gratitude, the 10 things every day, writing the 10 things that you're grateful for. And I try to write 10 different things, from what I wrote yesterday or the day before, the day before that, because there's so many things that God has blessed us with. I mean, I'll see somebody in a wheelchair and I'm like, oh, thank you, God, for my legs and my feet. When I was in the airport the other day, thank you, God, for the ability to walk, to buy a ticket, to go where I need to go and get back, and traveling graces and mercies. I don't know if you saw the airplane that flew from Fort Lauderdale to Haiti and got shot up. We take things for granted. I mean, that never even crossed my mind that my airplane could possibly get shot at, So you thank God for all things.
Right.
So I believe in the 10 things daily. When you wake up in the morning, write 10 things. Even if you don't have a pad, you can write them in the notes of your phone. 10 things that I'm grateful for.
Cool.
And I get my kids to do it.
All right.
It gives you, I think, a little lift, especially when you see something. I tried this today. I was going to a meeting, drove past an accident. A truck hit a motorcycle, and I don't think it ended well. And I just passed that same street earlier. So you just have to stop and thank God for things as well with you as they are. The other day, my mom tried to crank her car, and it didn't crank. The battery was dead. And somebody was there. It had happened, she was at home. Right. She had been in and out all day. So I thank God that she was at home and somebody could give her a jump and then we can get a battery, things that we don't take for granted, that she wasn't stranded on the side of the road. We thank God for that we have family and friends to call to help us. I can go on and on and on.
Yeah. I just wanted to get a little sample of what you're going to share next week. Tomorrow. Hey, y'all, listen, tune in to Lisa Roger Cherry for her Friday tips.
Financial Friday.
And she will, meet her there on Friday. Hey, listen, thank you again, sis. Appreciate you for joining us on this evening.
My pleasure. Remember, we are blessed to be a blessing to others, but not to the detriment of ourselves.
There we go. That's it right there. You got it from the lady, Lisa Roger Cherry. Hey, thanks everyone for joining us. Thank you for being a part. Thank you for your comment. Thank you for just viewing us and being a part of this podcast on the night. Lisa, thank you again. Love you. Love you. Love you. That's an action word and nothing you can do about it, but love me back. So
that's right.
All right.
We love our viewers and the people who support us. So thank you for joining us and sharing and telling other people about us. And I mean, we all know something that can help somebody.
Right.
A positive word, a hug, a smile goes a long way.
All right. You heard it from the lady. Hey, thank you. Hey, y'all, listen, you've been locked into the South Florida Live Podcast. I'm your host, Jeffrey Brown. And hey, thank you for joining us once again. If you want to be support this podcast, you can right there. $ Power of Glory 777. $ Power of Glory 777. Also Zelle, Jeffrey Brown 2094 at gmail.com. Jeffrey Brown 2094 at gmail.com. Thank you so much again for everyone viewing and being a part of tonight's podcast. Let's talk finance with the lady, Lisa Roger Cherry. Hey, once again, I appreciate you being with me on tonight. I love you all. Nothing you can do about it. That's an action word. So, hey, as I always say, I'll pray for you. You pray for me. Hey, y'all, we're going to watch God change things. God bless you.
Email your idea for show topics to the South Florida Live Show at gmail.com. Thank you for tuning in to South Florida Live with your host, Jeffrey Brown.